Okay, so the last time that we met, before last week's one, you guys took down the Jester, a big bat, and you did so. Not. I mean, it wasn't too bad. 3 of you went down. Wasn't that bad, right?
I did great that time.
As the Jester went down, he made sure to let you know that it was already too late. And as this happened, light started to pour in from all directions, and you guys were plunged into a sea of bright white. The next thing you remember is you found yourselves in that same sea of bright white, but a woman sat before you at a table, and she asked all of you to come and sit, and she conjured up 6 chairs, and she left to get tea for Butram. And for all of you, but mostly for Butram. So she has still not come back. I want to give you guys a chance if you guys want to talk about anything before she comes back. Or if you have any questions about things that happened in the past, we can talk about those real quick.
So-and-so, who somehow spontaneously lit on fire in that hallway.
Oh, what about him?
Did I find anything on that guy?
Yes. I forgot to send you that stuff.
I just now remembered too. I should have thought about that during the
so you found 20 gold and an assortment of different plant species, like clippings from, and 1 deep red stone.
Okay.
Nice.
Somebody also got the Jester's mask.
I believe
I took
that was
that too.
also. Yep.
Yeah.
And that allows you to see in magical darkness.
Yeah, that would have been useful.
And Jess, you got the Arctic Fangs, the set of 2 daggers.
Nice. Cool names.
They do the standard dagger damage, but with an extra 1d4 of cold damage on each of them.
Nice. I shall add those to my sheet now. Now that they have names and stuff. I meant to email you and ask you if they did anything extra, but
yeah, I completely forgot. I'm sorry.
No worries.
I probably would have forgotten Tom's stuff as well if Ed hadn't emailed me and been like, hey, what did I get? I have been busy at work crafting things for you guys.
We appreciate all the hard work you do.
Definitely.
So, you all are sitting, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. The woman will appear again at the table. Next to her is an ornate-looking silvered teapot and a set of 6 cups, which float out toward all of you.
How is it doing this?
Come now, you know magic by now.
Yeah, but I want to know how everything works.
Is magic not enough?
Not for me.
Fine, call it metachlorians, whatever it takes.
Low blow, Eric.
Um, so if you guys choose to take it, you are now holding a cup of tea, which you can't quite pin down what flavor it is. As you smell it, you can get hints of mint and lavender, but as you look at it, it is more of a rooibos tea. It's kind of red hue. And if you taste it, it is quite sweet.
I'm taking it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll to see if Budrum likes it.
Tom is going to hesitantly sip it.
Okay.
An 8.
With
Budrum is... He doesn't care for it very much. It's okay.
okay.
So I have some questions. What does the +3 modifier come from?
My insight.
Nice.
I was trying to figure a
Insight is how you
skill for
determine if you
tea.
like things.
I need a tea skill.
It'd be under whatever pretentious modifier that is.
So will Budrum be selling
Yeah.
the tea at the
So, survival.
inn? I mean the
Selling the tea. Yeah.
No, he'll be spilling the tea.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He'll have
maybe
his
you
own
should
little
try
tea
to
party.
Make the woman or ask the woman here if she wants to go in on.
Could you describe the room for us, Eric?
The room, from what you can tell, as you look around, you cannot actually see walls. It looks like it's just a very large expanse of white. After a while of looking out over it, it kind of makes your eyes hurt. It's much more relaxing to look at one of your party members or at the woman. And she is looking at all of you expectantly. And as Budrum makes a face at his tea, she kind of looks disappointed. Could I get you something else?
No, it's fine. I'll drink it.
Right. Where are my manners? My name is Taya. I don't know how to say this, but to come out and say it, because it's going to sound weird to you no matter. I am the god or goddess of...
We could use some of that.
I was going to say, some luck could be pretty useful right about now.
I'm hoping that luck will follow you around as well as time goes on. So, wow. This is quite awkward, right? It's been a while since I've had anybody here other than the other gods, of course.
Have you had Strake here?
Oh, of course.
What's he like?
He's like Strake. You know, humble to hell, that kind of thing. Very positive.
Does anyone here remind you of Strake? You know, like any of us lot, you know.
What's that? What did you say?
I say, Budrum was asking, Does any of our party remind you of Strake?
She looks around and she points to Talon. Yeah, he kind of does.
Nice.
What the fucking Talon?
I'm just kidding, but
Out of character, who is Strake?
Strake is the god of perseverance. He happens to be the god that Budrum follows.
Oh, okay.
But if Strake is humble, I'm not sure Boodrum qualifies.
Oh, sorry, Baroness.
He has a thing we call short.
Just short.
Do you mind if I take my shoes off?
Oh no, that's absolutely fine.
Budrum will kick
Talon
his
holds his
shoes to the
nose.
floor. Wiggle his hairy little toes.
Wait, so
You're sh-
I'm not, because I didn't think that. No offense, but I didn't think you guys were real.
I could see how you would get that impression, as we've not quite had much influence on the world as of the past couple hundred centuries.
So why now?
There's a reason for all of it. She kind of looks astonished and overwhelmed. There's so much to cover. And I don't have time to cover all of it. I'm sorry. Well, I could, but time passes very differently.
You could
my
give us a book.
Well, of course. I love said the DM. I could tell you the whole story, but by my estimates, when I return you home, a year will have passed. A year where you have been absent.
I don't like the sound of that.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It was necessary. It is necessary. So, I am here to ask a favor of all of you. On behalf of all of the gods. I know that doesn't mean much to you because we've not been around. But I would humbly ask for your help. A being, one of the ancient gods, who was here before myself or any of the gods that you may know. He is... Well, there's no other way to say it. He's set free. And in just under 2 years of your time, he will destroy everything.
How can we mortals stop a god?
She grinned. You know, I've been asked that before. And it's because you mortals are not gods, that you can outsmart gods. Gods are not all-knowing, and especially this god. He knows all things about gods, of course, but humans or creatures on the earth in general, people, they, in his mind, are but ants. Pointless. No use in spending any time thinking about you. But we know We know from the past that you guys, you all, you people, people of the earth, are the only secret weapon we need.
You said in just under 2 years. Will that be just under 1 year when we return?
No, you will have the full, well, nearly 2 years. It's maybe a year and 10 months once you return.
So, how do we find this being?
You will first need to empower yourself. There are many things happening where you come from, especially now. And as you go about placing things back in order, if that's what you choose, you will gain more power. And when you're ready, there won't even be a question about where to find him. So, over the past handful of centuries, I don't know, time is strange. The gods, we all agreed to keep magic out of the world. We did so because any leniency that we gave in the past was taken advantage of, and this nearly happened once before. Unfortunately, not all of us agreed that sealing that kind of knowledge away was a good thing. My fellow gods people, Aelor, the god of erudite, and Worrell, the god of aplomb, both felt that, well, locking away magic was a grave mistake. And while they agreed initially, they eventually let their guard down, and with that let some magic back into the world as a sort of test run. And, well, you met the person who took advantage of that. And she makes eye contact with Griff, and you killed him. But not before it was too late. Not before he set the cogs in motion that released the thorns.
So we kill him then, or do we trap him in another painting?
That's up to you. That man who you are referring to is not the god. He is quite insignificant, but a thorn nonetheless.
Well, I don't know about the rest of these, but I only have one other question. If we pull this off, is there room in your pantheon for more?
Talon looks disgusted.
Stares at him like,
Whoa.
And I'm just looking right at her, like totally serious.
Wow.
Well, that's going to depend on how you perform, Griffin.
Fair enough.
Especially with the one who watches following you around.
Hey, what's the...
As you guys are sitting here, Atticus actually appears. He kind of does a lap around Griff's head and flies over to the woman. And she greets him by name. Oh, hello, Atticus. Great to see you again. And he will perch on her shoulder. As I said, I don't have time to cover everything. What I can give you is a promise. I will communicate with you through the tomes that you find in the world, and certain gods may deem to visit you in dreams or through prayer, and everything will be revealed.
Were you guys in charge of Oakhart too? Because I couldn't find any reference of. It seemed like there were different gods there.
Well, that's because Oakhart was sealed away in another dimension for quite some time. When the last time that we had to seal away the people causing so much trouble, we sealed one of them away in Oakhart. And, well, Galan, the god of protection, she saw fit that Oakhart would be teleported to another dimension. This way, should anything happen, the key to all the troubles would not be released back into the world.
It was released into my world.
Yes, but nobody there knew. And in fact, it remained dormant. I would expect nothing else from that dear boy.
So what about Oakhart? It was struggling when we were called by you, and now we're gone a year. Is there anything you can do to bring Oakhart good fortune while we've been gone?
I can help in quite a few ways. One of which is by setting you on the path to rescue a certain shop owner who has been missing for the last year as well.
Ah.
Okay.
Once you save the cat, the tomes of history will start to be written and unraveled.
With her pen.
Yes. She will need your help.
Can we go back to that key there? What exactly was it?
So, the key is the key to the Thorn's immortality. It is a young boy. The Thorns are a group of people, the founders of the Court of Oblivion. You may have heard of them. I'm not sure if you found that in Danny's journal. In any case, the people in the Court of Oblivion are all responsible for trying to unleash, well, Oblivion. That's the name of the god that I need you all to destroy.
So, you're willing to help us as best you can. Are there going to be those who will try to stop us?
Of course. The Thorns have been unleashed back into the world. You've seen visions of them, at least one of them, and the room around you goes from bright white to pitch black. And you see the image of the woman yelling at Viren back in the mansion. Teresa Thorne, the first, the worst of the Thorns. She and her children are a nuisance, is putting it lightly. A terror is almost right.
She's the one who precipitated all that with the gate.
Yes. She experimented on her children, trying to find different ways of creating immortality. And each of them have different abilities, shall we say, because of it. The boy, Elliot Thorne, he is the key to their immortality. As long as he lives, the others will continue. You can kill them, but they will just be reborn. We've tried.
But they are not gods, correct?
They are not.
Just humans or just people with a power craving.
Right.
But they will support oblivion.
Correct. They, or rather, Teresa, wants revenge. Because we would not allow resurrection magic into the world. If we did, then no one would ever die. The world would be overpopulated and, well, terrible things would happen. And she did not like that.
I did not find that to be the case in my world. However, what we found is that resurrection belonged to the people with the money.
That is true. It all depends. There are lots of ways to make money. One of which could be resurrecting people.
That's true.
If this is so important to you lot, how come you're here and none of the other gods are here?
We've scattered. Because if Oblivion finds his way to us, it's nothing. It's nothing for him to destroy us. He is of the Elder Gods, the first ones. He is the one who destroyed all of the Elder Gods. We were the backup plan. And now, you are our backup plan.
Where is Strike now?
He's off somewhere else. I'm not sure. It would be dangerous for me to know. If I knew and Oblivion found me and consumed me, then Oblivion would know where Strike was.
So why don't we just use you as bait and lure this Oblivion fucker out, smash his head in?
You very well could. That's what we did in the past, though. I doubt the same trick would work a second time.
Alright, Talon, time to dress you up like a god.
Also, I think she's saying we're not quite strong enough to do that yet, even if we were to do that plan, which sounds like wouldn't work anyway.
If you...
What's that?
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Okay. If you want us to go on your quest, can you offer us any tools to help?
Of course I can. She rubs her hands together. This is my favorite part.
Mine too. Oh,
And intermission for a minute while your DM pulls up his.
Hooray! We get stuff.
Loot.
I figure I'm going to learn from Griff's question, right? And
That's the first thing you ask. Especially when God says, hey, I need you to kill this ancient god.
really, the answer
is.
yes. What's in there for us, right?
Yeah, I could just go open a tavern, you know.
Yeah, open a tavern, write some more books.
Yeah, just write it out. Last
Yeah.
couple of years, make them real good.
Yeah,
The other
man.
question I have is why us? Over all the people in the world, why us?
I can answer that right now.
Ah, good point.
Naturally, because you killed the jester.
Ah,
Luckily, you killed him before the key was released. Or rather, his proper name, the Fountain, was released. And the jester will no longer be reborn because of that.
that's good. I didn't like him.
You guys already set the dominoes in motion, and that's why you have been chosen.
Are you sure that each god hasn't gone off to choose their own little party of people?
She laughs to herself. that would be like them, wouldn't it?
I think that's what I would do.
More hands is better than one, right?
That's right.
No, Strake wouldn't pick a party without me in it.
Wasn't the idea of Strake followers supposed to be humble?
I'm fucking humble. I'm the humblest person in this fucking party.
I've always said that.
Hey, hey, I'm not talking about opening a tavern. Who's the one talking about that? Hey?
So after the session, I will send you guys little blurbs of what you're getting right now, so that way you can add it to your sheets.
Sweet.
Awesome.
The woman will stand up and first walk over to Rowan. And she will kneel down. You do look just like your parents. And she will reach out and she will touch your eagle carving that is around your neck. And you will feel a rush of power. It's kind of tingling all over your body, and it's very warm. And as she does this, you kind of have an idea of what you can do. At this point, you can choose to either have your sneak attack damage remain as piercing damage, or you could roll on a wild mage chaos table, essentially. And it will be a d6, and the damage will be random. So it'll be acid, cold, fire, force, thunder, and lightning.
That sounds kind of fun.
Nice. I'll go with that one. That sounds more fun.
Yep. And you also have the ability to have multiple enchantments on your weapon specifically as a wild.
Nice.
So, if you wanted one of Tom's handy little returning daggers, that could happen.
Ooh.
That's also kind of cool.
Definitely. Yeah.
So, she will stand up and walk over to Budrum next. And as she approaches, a soft smile crosses her face. You are so eager to please him, aren't you?
Bidrum will glare at her.
She will touch your shoulder, and a very similar thing happens. You are... You are worthy. You are receiving Strake's blessing, my son. My boy. My person? I don't know. I'm not good at this god thing.
Is this the PC?
Does
So
he grow up taller when she touches him?
you.
That'd be
You
hilarious.
receive-
A 6 foot tall dwarf.
Oh my god. You receive a new ability called Thoughts and Prayers. Whenever you heal an ally in battle, you add 1d6 fire damage to your attacks for the next minute.
Wow.
Also, as a bit of Strake's blessing, when you heal an ally using the Spare the Dying cantrip, they instead come back with 10 HP rather than 1.
Awesome.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
Sweet.
She will move over to Leandra next. Ah, Lily. I'm sorry to hear about your hounds.
Me too.
She will reach out as if giving a handshake.
She will clasp hands.
As you do, her eyes will glow for a moment, and she drops your hand, and looks. Right, of course. Would you please provide me your club and your shield?
She will do so.
As you hand them to her, she turns them over in her hands. Very fine craftsmanship. Right. And she taps them together, and vines start to grow from the club and around the shield. And
Okay.
they are now sprouted, essentially, with vines. She hands them back to you and says, right, this now, your club here is a little bit stronger. And this, points to your shield, is much stronger. You see, as you do, she looks back and forth, glances at Tom, and she leans in very close. As you transform into animals, the protection that the shield offers is now also provided to those forms.
Oh, nice.
So whatever AC bump you get from shields is now provided to your wild shape form.
Yay.
As when you
Sweet.
transform, vines will sprout from all over the animal's body and
Nice.
protect it as if it's wearing armor. And the club is a +1 weapon now.
Okay. Yay.
Woodrum, your hammer will also be a +1. I forgot to mention that earlier. Everybody is essentially getting a +1 because, I mean, you guys fight things that are too powerful for regular.
Oh, nice.
And impulsively, she will give her a hug.
Aw.
She will hug back. And she will say, but that's not all. She reaches into her pocket and pulls out a glass figurine. And it is of a unicorn.
Really?
Yes. I seem to think you would enjoy this.
She will take the figurine.
As you take it, you instantly know what it does. As you use this figurine of wondrous power, it is an
Those are cool. Jinx.
Oh my
It is an instant effect rather than a lasting one. This particular one will heal a number of creatures around you up to your wisdom modifier.
Nice.
And it will provide them with, if they are below half of their health, it will restore all of their HP up to half their health. If they are above half their health, it is 2d plus 4, I believe.
Okay.
And they are cured of all status effects, which would be like
Blindness and paralysis.
blindness, poison, paralysis.
Nice.
Instantly cured of all that.
Nice.
She will cup the unicorn reverently in her hands. Thank you.
And she will let you know, you are now marked as a These will seek you out, for the lack of better words. You will come across these often. And when you do, it's up to you to procure them if you wish.
Oh, I do.
I know of a certain gnome friend who now resides in Oakhart who has one.
Really?
But you didn't hear it from me.
She'll smile happily. Thank you.
And she will move on to Griffin. This one, as the DM, was the most difficult thing. I was excited by what I came up with here. She walks up to you, and Atticus jumps off of her shoulder and flies over to your shoulder. She will stand a little bit at a distance from you, but eventually will take a few more steps in your direction. I believe that certain beings take interest in and offer you great power. I would like to note and let you know that not all Celestials are devoted to purity and peace and all of that. Like Atticus here. Celestials such as Atticus are, or can be, vicious and vengeful. And you found yourself between them as the bridge, as the balance. She holds out her hand in the same way that she held out her hand to Leandra in a handshake motion.
Okay. Griff reaches out.
She will grasp your hand, and with her other hand, she pulls out a coin, and she places it on your forearm. It is kind of like on the inside of your forearm, and it fuses into your skin. It's not painful in any way. You feel a little bit of pressure, and it sits there on the edge of your skin, almost like a tattoo.
Kind of glances at it and like raises an eyebrow. Kind of, I guess, looking kind of confused.
Roll me a d20, please.
Okay. $16.
All right. The coin on the inside has a mix of both black and white, and as it settles into your skin, the colors begin to spin quickly inside. And a moment later, all you see is white. Right. As I said, you are the balancing factor here. And as such, from day to day, you might be pulled from one side or the other. Today, whether it's because you're here or because Atticus is so near and dear, you have rolled on the white side. That is, that's mostly just fun. Cool part is you now have the ability to harness the power from the one who watches as well as from Atticus. And with the hand that she's still holding, she pumps a bit of power into you. And as you guys watch, Griff's eyes go bright white. And Griff, you now know on at the end of every long rest, you need to roll a d. From 1 to 10 is dark. From 11 to 20 is light. When you would like to use extra power on enemies that you are fighting, you have to first mark them, and that is a bonus action. Once you do, you can you attack them with Eldritch Blast, and each time that you hit, more damage is done. So it is a building up, essentially a rage meter.
Sweet.
Nice.
So it's you get an extra. The first time you hit is +1, second time's +2, third time's +3 additional damage, depending on the day. It's either going to be necrotic extra damage or radiant extra damage.
Awesome.
Once you are able to hit for a fourth successful time, you have the option to unleash an additional Eldritch Blast Bolt, which will do +5 damage as a bonus action.
Nice.
And if you'd like to go for an all or nothing, I have another ability for it's called the balance trigger. If you are able to successfully hit for the 5th time, then you automatically unleash 20 extra damage, 10 radiant, 10 necrotic. Once you use that ability,
crap.
if you miss, it's gone. All of that rage that you built up is gone. And regardless of whether you hit or miss, you can't use that ability again for another hour.
Okay.
And when you use that balance trigger, your coin flips for the day.
Ooh, okay.
So that's an all or nothing situation. And I will send you the information for that
Sweet.
because it's a lot.
Nice.
That's awesome. Griff's just gonna smile at her and kind of give her a nod. So thank you.
She will pat Atticus on the head and continue on. And let me get past my wall of text here. She walks next to Talon. She will approach you eagerly, Talon. Oh, Talon. Quite the daredevil.
I feel like I'm going to pay for that one of these days.
Maybe. Or perhaps you are to be rewarded for taking risks when necessary. She reaches out and touches a space on your armor just over your left your left boob, your left couldn't think of the right word. As you look down at it, it is a patch that is now adhered to your armor. And it has 5 circular runes on it. As you look back up, she lets you know, don't worry, it will follow you around regardless of what armor you decide to use. This I think will help you immensely in your monster slaying. And I've got another thing for you. She holds out her hand and says, "Would you hand me a sickle, please?"
He takes out one of his sickles and hands it to her.
She will take it and roll it around in her hand for a minute, and will reach into her pocket, and she pulls out a very long, coiled chain. It's like, how did you get that in your pocket kind of situation. And she holds the chain up to the sickle, and it attaches itself. She hands it back to you, and as she does, the chain disappears. And as she lets go of the sickle in your hand, she touches your hand and lingers there for a minute so that I can tell you.
This is the chain of returning.
Ish, kind of. Not quite. So, once per round, you can use one of your charges on that patch. You have 5 charges, and you can add +5 to your AC or a saving throw.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, it can help you to avoid attacks since you get hit very often. You have 5 charges of that, and that will reset on a long rest. You also, if you are successful in dodging an attack from an enemy using that, you can use the disengage action as a free action to get away.
Okay.
So the ethereal chain. This chain is it appears when you need it. Essentially, you can choose as to whether which sickle it's attached to. When the sickle is attached to the chain, the sickle morphs into a spear or a harpoon, like, and it has a range of 30 feet. You make your attack as normal. If you hit an enemy with this, you have the option to either pull the enemy 10 feet closer to you, like a Thorn Whip cantrip, or you can pull yourself up to the enemy. And you can also use this on objects and surfaces as more of a flavor thing if you wanted to have Talon jumping around like Spider.
Oh, okay. I think I can have fun with that.
Yes.
You're like a scorpion and Spider-Man had a baby.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's super cool.
Okay. I will send you all of that information as well.
Okay. I'll have to think of something other than scorpions get over here or come here.
Yep. I expect to hear it a couple times. Finally,
Probably will.
she approaches Tom. Hello, odd one.
Hi.
She has entered into a smile off with you. She's got her eyes locked to you, and she is smiling broad.
So, how's the weather?
Well, it's always quite nice here. How about for you?
The chairs flying in was unusual. I've never seen weather patterns quite like that.
Well, I have a feeling you'll be seeing Much more of that soon.
You know, I'm really flattered that you wanted to bring me in on this, but there's a few other people you might want to consider, like Danny. If he's not on board, you might want to invite him. And there's this gnome called Gobby. He's pretty powerful. He's kind of a hero.
I don't like that idea.
Oh, my dear. Danny is dead. Danny's been dead for a long, long.
Tom is very upset. Like he's silent and his smile's gone.
He is excited that she won the smile off. She does a little jig, and she walks over to Tom. Don't worry, don't worry. Danny is with you always. In here. And she touches the space over your heart. And also, in here. And she touches your bag. In the books that you find.
Tom nods.
Right. May I see your quiver?
He hands it over.
And as you hand it to her, she rolls it around in her hands again. And each time she rolls it over, you see the quiver has changed. And she hands it back to you. And as she does, she will grab your hand so you can see. You have the quiver of spawning now, which might get a name change depending on how we go about this. Your quiver always has at least 3 arrows in it. Once per short rest, you can place a vial into the far left pocket of the quiver, and it will be filled with a thick, foggy smoke. It's a smoke screen, essentially, so it will fill a 15-foot cube with thick smoke for the next minute. Until dispersed. On the far right pocket is a small thimble-like vial, and inside is a glowing liquid that looks kind of like a bluish, greenish, purple color. It changes as you swirl it around. And you can have this. You can use this once per long rest. And this is essentially gives you the effects of the fairy fire spell on one enemy that you hit with. You can dip an arrow tip into it, and if you hit the enemy begins to glow brightly, providing you and all of your allies with advantage to hit that enemy.
Does it cast light like the fairy?
Yes. So the enemy will start to glow brightly. Grow brightly. And the center pocket, the last pocket on the provides you with 2 uses of Alchemist Fire per long. So that's like a sticky liquid, essentially, that does 1d4 damage each round of fire damage. You can throw any of these vials or use them as a bonus action on your turn.
Okay.
I will say, out of all of you, Tom's was the difficult one to come up with. I struggled so long trying to figure out what would be good for Tom.
Well, you actually picked some really good ones. Some
Nice.
stuff that I was thinking of how I would get with feats and things like that. So yeah.
Nice. And so she will go back to her table and say, "This is the last chance. I've forgotten everything I've mentioned to all of you already, so if you have any questions about what's been said, let me know."
I don't have any questions about her quest specifically, but and she's kind of been like waiting impatiently throughout all this whole thing when gifts are giving out and stuff. Kind of like, hurry up, hurry up. You did you know my parents? Perhaps I don't know where I don't know who they are. You said it looked like them though, so that makes me think you might have seen them or know.
Oh, but of course. They were part of um, the Rift Convocation. This is the group that Danny McNeil was part of as well. It's a long story, but the short answer is yes. I knew your parents.
Do you remember their names by any chance, or you said you forgot what you've told us already? Is that a this might be a long shot?
I mean, I'm a god, but I'm not infallible, right? We've talked about a lot, and I mean, I remember the gist of what we've talked about today. That's not quite what I mean. I don't have amnesia.
This is a dodgy
unfortunately,
god.
I know, right?
Yeah.
naturally, it's a god. I don't remember your parents' name right now, though I encourage you to follow that one. She points to Tom, and you might read about them some.
Ah, interesting. I'll have to make note of.
Tom's gonna look behind him to see who she pointed at.
You see nothing but Budrum's floating shoes behind you.
Follow Budrum Sheets. Got it.
But on that note, I'm going to step away for just a second. I'm going to go get food, so I'll be back.
She will clasp her hands together. Right, well, if there are no more questions, I can send you back now. Okay. And she snaps. And the chairs that you all are sitting in begin to fall. You can feel the sensation of falling all around you, though you remain in your chairs. Below you, the white gives way, and as if clouds are dispersing beneath you, you do see the earth, and you are plummeting toward.
Fuck.
And everybody roll. No.
What are we
Everybody
rolling?
roll to live.
Major Tom.
As you guys get closer and closer to the earth, you can start to see the trees individually and the river. As you approach, you see Oakhart off in the distance, and you see that you are headed directly toward a mountaintop. And the next thing you know, you are opening your eyes. And you are lying on the dirt. And Budrum, your shoes are neatly placed next to you.
Budrum, before his eyes open, he's sniffing. And then his eyes open, he sees his shoes. Fuck it! Oh, Jesus.
Griff's gonna look at everything still there.
Looking for
To see if that coin is still there, just making sure it wasn't a
it
dream.
is. It is still there.
Well, that was unexpected.
Budrum will check to see if everyone else is awake.
Leander will sit up eventually.
Talon sits up and stares at it, wondering where the chain went, even though it's invisible. Kind of just wondering if it all really happened.
Did you guys have a weird dream there?
Yeah, I thought it was a dream, but I still got this thing.
Leander will
So it
open
did
her hand.
happen.
Does she still have the unicorn?
She does.
I think it happened, Tom.
Tom will check his quiver and use the smoke dust, or the smoke.
Okay. Just right in the middle of it.
Yep.
Okay. You are all
Talon looks.
into a thick fog, a thick smoke. You can no longer see each other.
Well, that one works.
Oh,
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, did you guys got anything else cool?
Leander will look at her shield and her club.
They are still sprouted with vine.
And she will hold them out to Tom. Look!
I can't see somebody through a smoke bomb.
Well,
That was you, jackass.
I'm back. What did I just walk?
Smoke bomb.
Tom has thrown a smoke bomb.
Talon looks at everybody. So apparently, I can throw my sickle and pull.
Nice.
Are there any trees nearby?
As you look around, you do see a number of
we don't know
trees.
because we can't see them because of the smoke bomb.
The smoke is beginning to fade as it only lasts for a minute.
Ah.
We'll give it that.
So with the smoke, I mean, this is just kind of a offhanded question, but
Is what?
would people with dark vision be able to see through the smoke and fog?
Nope.
Darn.
It obscures.
But there are some visions like True Sight and other ones that can.
I think yes, True Sight can. I don't know if anything else. Well, I mean, you could have like Blind Sight can, and Tremor Sense can, but I don't think people really get those very often.
So you said we all get +1, basically. Does that mean +1 to damage or +1 to attacks with whatever our enchanted stuff works with? Like my
So-
dagger.
That will be if you so for yours, Rowan, because yours already has a magical enchantment on it, you get a +1. Oh wait, well, you can choose to either have a +1 to the damage as well, or you could use that slot for the additional enchantment for Tom's returning dagger.
Ah, okay.
But essentially
I'll-
for everybody else, it's a +1 to hit and a +1 to damage.
Nice. I think I'll stick with the returning one because that seems handy.
So yours is just a +1 to hit, and then the one
Oh, nice.
full damage.
If I make it a returning, the infusion is also makes it a +1/+1.
Oh, nice. Well, then
Oh,
there you
sweet.
go. You get a +1 anyways.
And that has to go on one of the non-ice daggers, right? Because
Nope,
the
you
ice
can
is
do it on one
magical.
of the iced ones
Yeah,
because of that new ability.
sweet.
I'm calling it a wild mage thing.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense.
Does that we can hash it out later with rules and stuff, or how does that work? We can talk about that when we're done.
I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
I'm assuming. Well, I guess the coin replaces that for me, right? Just to make it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because
Wait.
yours isn't a weapon attack; it's just
Right.
magical.
Where's
Though, if you
their
wanted to
name?
use your glove, you could have a +1/+1.
Okay. Sweet. So, going to save the cat then, yeah?
Yeah, she might give us a giant cat size reward.
So,
Kind of glancing around. Is there anything that jumps out at me?
make a perception check.
Oh, I'm great at these. That'll be 12.
Okay. The smoke is still clearing out of the way, and you're struggling to see past it. What you see is you are on the edge of a cliffside, essentially. As you look out over the cliffside, you see the expanse of land as it leads out. You see the large tree of Oakheart off in the distance. And easily about a day's journey away from you at this point. But first you would have to descend the mountain. As you look down, you do see that you are quite a ways up the mountain. And everybody sees that stuff, because it's kind of the basic stuff. You also all see that where you are standing on the edge of this cliff, to the left and to the right, there is a path to walk. Directly behind you is a set of trees, and it begins to slope upward back to the mountain. But initially, that is all you.
Isn't that real evidence that something happened?
Suppose they think we all died.
I hope somebody fed Fruffles.
Hope somebody fed tuna.
Yeah.
He's gonna be an adult now.
I hope not.
If that's the second time a mom's left him, he's gonna be scarred forever.
Oh my god.
Is anybody else super concerned about how the hell are we gonna stop a god?
I just figured we'd, figure it out when we got there.
Yeah, that's 2 years away.
But we need to prepare.
We do.
Finding the cat would probably be a start.
Do we go left or right on this little trail here?
And are we healed?
You are. You all have essentially received the benefits of a long rest.
Okay.
Nice.
A very long rest. Almost a very long rest.
Well, I say we get to it.
We're like the mini Rip family.
Yeah. Leander looks fairly unhappy.
Since it's a long rest, I'm gonna say that Tom is gonna do infusions now, if that's alright with the DM.
That's fine.
Hey, Leander, can I check out your dagger? The frost ones you just got. Can I see one of them?
You mean
So did I say Leander? I meant to say Rowan. I'm sorry.
That's what I thought you meant. Sure. She'll hand him whenever. I was like, wait, did she get one? I was.
And Tom will fiddle with it for a bit. Well, yeah, everybody else talks.
I'm imagining
Over
a
at
bunch of
Leandra.
small
What's wrong?
explosions, and when Tom turns back around, his face is covered in.
My dad told me when I said that I wanted to adopt Fortuna that I shouldn't because of the life I lead, and I said, oh, I'll be able to be more around because, I'm here to help tend to Oak. And then, well, what happens? A year of his life is gone. My dad was right. Foolishness.
You gave him a better shot than he'd have.
I suppose. And they will take care of him. That's true enough. She still looks fairly glum, but...
So which way do you guys think we should go?
Bedroom will take the coin of strike and flip it. Siri, flip a coin.
It's... Oops. It rolled under the bed.
You bitch.
What the fuck?
I didn't know it could do that.
Coin.
That's a
As your
new
coin
one.
rolls
That
down,
happens.
coin just rolled off the cliff.
Heads. Let's go left.
That's funny.
Nice.
With heads, you get the feeling that you should head up rather than down.
Head up.
Yep.
Okay. Bedroom
As
will
you
inform
judge
the others.
Okay. As you judge the path itself, going off to the right will lead up, and the left will lead down.
Alright, it is then.
Talon will lead if nobody else.
Not me.
Boudreaux will be right behind Talon.
Okay.
I'll follow behind Boudreaux.
I'll be last.
Alright, that puts me in between the two of them then.
I'll go ahead of Rowan. Still fiddling with the dagger.
Okay. You guys continue walking up for some, and you come across a spot where it seems treacherous. You have a series of rocks that lay in front of you, very large rocks, and the side of a cliff face that goes up about 35 feet. The only way up is to climb.
Climbing. Have fun. Also, Eric, you're a tad bit low on my end. I don't know about anyone else.
Sorry. I think my
There we
mic was a
go.
little too far away.
There you go.
There you go.
Can Talon use his get over here to climb?
I was just gonna say, oh, if only we had Spider-Man.
He can indeed.
So would I like pull the rocks towards me, or how would that?
You can, as long as you get it into the rock face, which is pretty easy. You can actually pull yourself to the.
Oh, okay. I'll attempt
Nice.
to do that. Do I have to roll? What do I have to roll?
For this, you don't have to roll to get up there. However, when you get to the top, you are going to be at the edge, as the you can't make it all the way to the top of the cliffside because it's just out of the range of your spear. So when you go up, you are going to need to make an acrobatics check to try to catch yourself on the rock face and to pull yourself the last bit over the edge. Did that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
So Talon climbs up the rocks, and I look back at everybody else. Anybody want to take bets on if I die or not jumping off?
Absolutely.
Can I have your sickles if you do? Actually, I'll just take them.
He won't be arguing with you, Griff.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I rolled a 23.
Shit.
All right. So, Talon looks at his sickle, unsure how this is going to work. Kind of pulls his arm back, and just as he does, Talon, I imagine you imagine the chain forming on the edge of the sickle. And as you throw it, you notice that it is changing into the spear. And you see this ethereal chain floating behind it. It doesn't seem to be adding any weight to the spear at all, as it flies directly upward. The throw was really simple. It's hard to believe that such a distance would be covered with such a simple throw. But as you throw it, the spear digs itself at the very top of the cliff. And you give it the command to pull you up. And Talon is essentially reverse ziplining up this chain.
That is so awesome.
When you get to the top, you see the cliff coming toward you. And you reach out with a hand, and you grasp the edge of the cliff. With your other hand, you grasp the edge. And you flip yourself up over the top. And Talon stands triumphantly at the top of the cliff.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I don't think mine's gonna help with this much.
He has. Wait, maybe I don't have that. Never mind.
Do you have rope?
Oh yeah, I've got a grappling hook. I'm gonna chuck it and say, heads up! Just fling it up there.
Is there a rope attached to that grappling hook?
Yes, 50 feet of it.
I have a He has a climbing potion. Would that help anybody?
Yeah. If you want to throw a potion and hope they catch it.
Throw it on down.
Should have thought of that.
You could totally do it if you wanted to.
All right, I'll give it a shot.
Nice.
Who wants to try to catch the potion?
Not me.
I'll give it a go.
Okay. Does anybody want to assist?
I would like to assist Woodroom.
Budrum. Actually, I'm going to have you both roll separately. Budrum, you have the first chance to catch. I need you to make a dex save.
A dex
And
save.
Tom. Yeah.
Shit.
And Tom, you can do a dex save to follow it up.
4.
Talon. Okay. Talon, could you make a strength check for me to make sure you can throw it far enough that it's not going to just splash on?
Oh god, we're screwed. $19.
Nice. You throw it underhand and it goes sailing over the rocks. Budrum steps on his tippy toes and acts like he's going to catch it, and then trips, loses balance and kind of trips and falls forward. And Tom, go ahead and roll a dex save.
I got a 20.
Tom catches it.
Hey.
I figured there was no hope when you said strength check. Or strength check.
Yeah, dwarves are notorious for their dexterity.
Yep. Nah. So, you guys have a potion of climbing. Tom, how long does it take for you to make an infusion?
It's done immediately after a short rest. Oh, sorry, immediately after a long rest.
Gotcha.
Could you explain the cliff again? Like, is it like a sheer cliff in front of us, or is it like a ravine we're trying to cross?
It is the sheer cliff in front of you, though there are some big rocks at the very bottom of it that you'd have to climb over before reaching the edge of the cliff.
Okay, thanks.
Can I say a quick prayer to Strake for guidance?
Sure.
Okay. I'll roll on my religion.
Oop. I'm gonna get that grappling hook and hand it to Atticus.
Okay.
And tell him to fly it up to Talon. And I'll say, hey, why don't you just hook this up this? Have a backup plan.
Okay. Talon, a small dragon approaches you with a grappling hook.
He takes it and ties it on.
There's a tree nearby if you'd like to tie it around the tree.
Yeah, I tied it on the tree. That was a horrible description. Yes, he takes it and ties the grappling hook to the tree.
Okay. All right. What did you get, Budrum?
20.
Okay. As Atticus flies the hook up, you get a vision of a knotted rope.
Knotted?
Yep.
Okay. Budrum puts 2 thumbs up to Griff. We're good.
I'll gesture the rope and say, after you then.
No. After you.
Alright. Going up.
Okay. Roll an athletics check to see if you can climb up.
I'm great at these too.
As you do that, Boodrum will shout up, Griff, if you die and become a god on the Pantheon, get some better fucking tea, please.
He says, I'm not gonna have tea, I'm gonna have whiskey.
Yeah.
That's 10.
All right. You are able to get about halfway up, and as you do, your foot slips. And
Bleh.
as your foot slips, though your body weight starts to pull you down the rope. Make a Constitution save.
Ew.
I know you're great at these too.
Yeah.
When in doubt, throw your players a wall. See if they can
Yeah.
climb.
Wee.
He's
That
like,
will be...
he's like, they'll have this figured out in 2 minutes.
13.
13. You are able to stop yourself once you are a quarter way down, but you will take 1 point of damage from the rope burn.
Rope burn.
Ow.
It's a bit longer than it looks. Climb.
Try it with this then. And Tom will hit him with the lucky fork and cast guidance.
Nice. You now have a D4 to add to your next athletics check.
Sweet.
Ooh, and I guess I could give you a boost up too next time. Didn't think of that. Sorry.
So,
This Jaeger's really neat.
I can feel it this time. This time it's gonna work.
So Tom will help, if that's possible.
He's still partially on the wall, so there's not much that Tom can do other than hitting him with the tuning fork.
That's helpful.
Yep. So make that another athletics check, and then you can add your D.
Uh, 20.
Yep. You are able to climb up easily the rest of the...
He just looks at his palms. He's- okay.
Alright. 2 are up.
Emily, I'm taking a short rest while I climb.
Oh my god.
This might take a while.
So, Woodrum, Rowan, Leandra, Tom.
Leander turns into a giant spider and just scales this.
I was
Nice.
I was
knew
waiting
it.
for that.
Because Tom is still busy doing stuff.
That's a CR1?
It is, so it uses one
Okay.
of my 2 for the day.
Cool.
I'm
So she
gonna.
might stay in this position for a while.
I'll try an athletics check.
Tom, a giant spider appears out of the corner of your vision.
Does it attack us?
Oh, it's...
Nope.
Tom's just gonna let it be a giant spider.
And then there were 3.
I rolled an athletics check. I got an 18.
Woodrum,
Nice.
as you are climbing up, it seems fairly easy. You wish that the rope was knotted to make the climb a little bit easier.
You bastard!
Told you, not a rope.
You make it to the top.
But then if I'd have knotted it, Eric would have been like, "Oh, it's too short now."
Nonsense. What kind of DM do you think I am?
An evil one.
Nonsense.
Now, if you had a rope that could knot itself, that'd be pretty handy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tom and Rowan.
Right. I guess I'll go next.
Tom will hit you with the good luck fork.
Nice.
All right. Go ahead and make your athletics check, and you can add a d4 if you.
Ah, crap. That is athletics, isn't it? That would be strength, right? Great. So that's a -1, but we'll see how.
Now, Eric, Tom has a climber's kit. Can that give him an advantage?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Let's see, I rolled a 10. Now let me roll my d4. I kind of have to do it in 2 steps because I don't think you can do it all in one.
You can.
Oh, well,
Yep.
crap.
You just use a plus sign.
Ooh, nice. 14.
That will be enough. Just barely. Rowan, you get nearly 3/4 of the way up, and your hands are starting to get sweaty. And it's
That.
making you kind of nervous. But at the top, you see a giant spider egging you on. And you are able to continue all the way up.
Yay.
Woohoo!
And Tom.
Come on, Tom.
So Tom will attempt to climb.
Okay. Athletics check with advantage.
That was a 17 and a 9.
17 it is. Tom, you are able to climb up fairly easily.
He's gonna warily eye the giant spider.
She
Like,
will
are we-
warily eye him back ×8.
Are we really going to travel with this thing?
And then Tom will casually toss. He'll be like, "Oh, Rowan, check this out," and he will casually toss her dagger back down the cliff. And I'm hoping it appears right back in his hand.
Nice.
Nice.
She'll grin at him and nod thanks. That's really.
And then he'll give it back to her.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'll collect my grappling hook.
Okay. I would like to ask everybody for a group perception.
Ah.
As you all turn to look back down the path that you are going to try.
So everybody roll?
Yep, everybody make a perception check.
Oh, I got a 4.
My passive perception is a 16 naturally. Does that matter, or do you still want me to roll it?
For this case, I'm having you guys actively look instead of just like a
Okay.
passive look. So
No
go ahead and
worries.
just
I guess I'm just like rubbing Atticus's belly instead.
roll. Uh-huh.
Don't roll the 1. He is fiddling with his water skin.
All right, 2 fails so far.
So it's a regular perception check, right?
Yep.
22 for Talon.
Nice.
Lord.
23.
Bridgem got a
Bridgem.
critical.
Yeah.
20? Nice.
23 total.
Oh, yeah, nice. 2 fails, 2 successes. 2 successes.
It all comes down to the spider.
Spider.
Whoa, I got a 25. Nice.
3 successes.
Oh wait,
Does the answer get to
I
roll
rolled
8
that.
times?
I rolled a
Nancy's got
19.
a fucking ridiculous perception, doesn't she? Like 7 or something.
Yep.
I get a +6.
Holy
I don't
shit.
because my bonus is only to passive perception.
Oh, okay.
That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird. I think you should be able to add it to active and passive. I would. If it's one of your skills.
Yeah, it was from the observant feat.
Oh, right. That's like initiative or something. Oh wait, no. I always get alert and observant mixed up.
I think you get proficiency in it at least. From the
I don't think
observant
so.
feat.
I don't think so.
I will find out.
Hang on. Was it called observant?
Observant.
Yeah, what's
Can Avery find it?
which one were you looking for? Action.
+1 to wisdom if you get if you can see a creature's mouth, you can read their lips, and +5 to passive perception and
Wow.
passive in investigation. So nothing about
Right.
Wow.
Oh well.
That's still weird. So what did Spider get?
I thought I rolled, but I don't see the result. I'm confused.
Yeah.
oh you
Oh,
hit
that's
1
cool. You can
instead
copy
of
skills and stuff in here.
you hit 1 instead of exclamation mark.
Ah. Thanks, Tom. Oh, thanks, Ed. Sorry.
I do that all
Okay.
the time.
So I did not roll so well, so I got 10 total.
Okay. So, I didn't think about this. We have an even split. I'm going to roll a d20 in the chat and determine if you guys.
But Bootram critted.
That's a good point. Let's go with that.
Hey.
I don't want to throw. I don't want to throw a nat 20 away.
You can. Critical hits only matter for other stuff. Doesn't
know.
really count for ability scores.
I know, but they come up so rarely.
Fucking Ed convinces you, and then he's like, "But you know, I'm technically wrong."
All right. As you guys look out over this, initially it just looks like an empty path.
Volume is a bit low again.
Could you maybe turn down the music?
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Okay.
music's loud.
I wonder if
I
it
like
kept
how
the
clear
same
it is.
volume.
But I think we need to bring it like 25 or something.
I wonder if it stayed at 50. Yes, it did. Any better?
Didn't change it from my perspective.
Nope. Your
It may
volume's
have
better,
dropped
but
a tad.
Oh, it's your own volume, Eric, not theirs. Maybe.
there we go. That lowered it.
Yeah, there
Okay.
we go.
Ah. So what was
Yeah, I
that?
like that.
Cool.
Yeah, that's good right there.
Cool.
Yeah, thanks.
I also, it's partially because I keep moving my mic away so I can take a drink of water. And then I forget to bring it back because I got used to wearing a head. But this mic's quality is so much better when I can remember to have it right up on me. Anyways, as you guys look out over the path, initially you don't see anything but the path. You begin your trek, continuing on up, and you spot just off the edge of the path in the tree line a glowing magenta sphere. It seems to be hovering about 4 feet off the ground.
Does everybody see it?
Everybody sees it.
Is that an alien? What was that?
I love that Griff knows what an alien is.
I was just gonna have Talon say, "What is an alien?"
I read
Talon, go up and touch it.
a lot of books.
Why do I have to
Yeah.
be the one that touches it?
Because you're the lucky one. Use your hook chain.
I guess he could technically do that.
Just just touch it. It'll be fine.
Don't listen to him.
It begins
Someone
to
else
move
touch it.
slowly.
I always do the craziness.
I'll touch it.
It starts to move slowly into the tree line.
Oh, I'm gonna chase after it. I'll touch it.
Okay, it is approximately 30 feet away from you right now. So as you take off running toward it and you start to near closer to it, it zips away from you and is back on the road.
Oh.
And it has changed color. It is now a bright blue.
Huh. The spider will try chasing after it.
Yeah, corner it.
Yeah, is the Spider-Man following us?
As the spider starts to approach, it moves further down the path.
Maybe we're not meant to.
Maybe
catch
we're
it.
supposed to follow this thing and not catch it.
Timmy's trapped in the well again.
Well, then let's follow it then.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
As you get closer to and you are slowly approaching, it doesn't zip away. And when you are within 15 feet of it,
Easy.
you hear in your head,
Easy.
"Hello?"
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Do we all hear this?
You all hear this.
What's
Are you
your name?
looking? Names are unimportant.
I mean, they're kinda useful sometimes, but
Are you looking for the wandering one?
yes.
Yes.
The spider clacks.
Emphatically.
You should speak him early, scare the shit out of Tom.
Follow me. And it begins to move down the pathway. And it is now glowing green.
Oh, what do you guys want?
I think we should follow it.
I know. I mean, as we're walking, let's name it. Trout. Should we name it Trout?
Aye, trout works.
All right.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Right.
say mahi mahi, but we'll stick with that.
I only thought trout because it changes colors, like rainbow.
Yeah, I
Right.
was gonna say, are there fish that change colors? Maybe pick something like that. But I've never, actually seen. I don't know about that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, that.
All right, we follow, and Griff is slowly drifting back.
Back to the back of the group.
As we're walking, Tom is going to take out his water skin and offer some to Talon. Be like, I was trying some magic on this water skin, and the water tastes funny now.
Talon's very leery, and he says to Tom, "I'm tired. I'm already the guinea pig for the woman in the shop. Do I really need to be a guinea pig for the rest of the party
shit,
and
we
always
forgot
kill
to-
my?"
You didn't take her demon teeth. I still have them. Oh well.
You do.
Sorry, Tom. I'm not going to try your magically enhanced water.
It's full
I
of
bet it's
electrolytes.
piss.
Good job, buddy old pal.
He
This
probably
water
just
tastes
pissed on
weird.
it.
This water tastes weird. How do you know it tastes weird if you haven't drunk it, you cheeky prick?
I've drunk it. I will drink another swig from it.
So you drink your own piss, Tom?
I'm gonna call the DM to have Ed roll a fucking deception check here. To see what happens.
Okay. And roll deception, Budrum. Insight.
Inside.
And because he's already suspicious, you can give it advantage on the insight.
Okay.
Butcher, maybe you should try it. It might be better than tea.
Oh man, 16.
Now, I don't want to go into too many details about the water, but Tom did drink it, and he doesn't think it tastes bad.
Okay.
Okay.
But Bedroom will try some.
Okay.
It is beer,
Ooh. Bedroom.
and
Damn it.
the water skin doesn't empty.
Nice.
Oh shit.
Bedroom will
happy
chug
for-
it as if it is going to empty.
And he eventually has to roll a constitution check to see if he gets drunk enough.
Well, maybe not. There's only 4 gallons worth of beer.
He'll still have to roll.
Shit.
That's the alchemy jug infusion.
Talon will try to
Budrum.
grab the jug off of Budrum after he's drank a gap.
Budrum.
Let's
Constitution.
wrestle.
Oh no.
You probably have better strength than me, so
But Bedroom will
Talon
hand
will
it over
decline.
to Talon.
this is pretty good as he takes 3 large gulps. Climbing that rock face was harder than it looked with that sickle.
Constitution save, Budrum.
Okay.
Let's.
Talon will pass it through the group.
As you try to hand it to a spider.
Should I roll one too?
You took 3 big gulps. I'm thinking you're probably fine.
Okay.
It's just beer.
The spider's gonna try and use a web attack to grab the jug. Normally it's used to web somebody to hold them still.
Uh-huh.
I figure it's sticky and she can try to grab it.
Okay, I'll let it happen.
Okay.
Tom's was gonna try and grab it back as it was being passed around in the group, but when Leander Webby attacks it, he's just gonna let it go.
Nice.
Refuses to make eye contact with the spider.
All she wants to do, if she can grab it, is dump it over Boot.
You have a wet dwarf.
Yes, and then she will drop the jug at Tom's feet.
Tom will cautiously pick it up.
What did you get?
I got a 21. How does Budrum fare with a 21?
21. Budrum is fine.
Okay.
He's happy.
He will look angrily at the spider. You fucking waster!
Tom will get his water skin back and use it as the water skin for the rest of the day.
Okay.
Which is still dispensing beer.
Okay.
If there's any left in the 4 gallons.
There's a little bit left. The creature will take a sharp left off of the road and continue into the tree.
I go left. At the back. What time of day is it? By the way?
What's that?
What time of day is it?
It is kind of midday.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe like 3 in the afternoon. Ish.
Sweet. All right. I follow.
I'll follow.
Everybody follows?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. You guys continue following this thing that continues to cycle between colors. You reach a clearing, and the creature starts to shift into a reddish hue. As it approaches a cave formation, it cycles into a yellow. He's inside.
Anybody else think this could be a trap?
Yes. The Wanderer.
Look, little sphere man. I know that you're being perfectly clear, but our DM is incredibly vague about absolutely everyone we encounter, and we don't trust you anymore.
Hello, Wanderer! Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Eric.
In reality,
Yell this.
Budrum's still angry about the wasted beer, mumbling about how it's perfectly good and could have gone to use for some children in his village.
Oh my god. Dwarf.
Drunk children. Although I'm sure like dwarf children start drinking very.
Yeah, Europeans at 14 and dwarves at 10, right?
Dwarves at like 6.
Yeah. Mother's milk and all that.
Oh,
It's the
jeez.
milk, and then the bottles replaced with beer.
As you yelled Wanderer into the cave, you heard some shuffling inside.
Oh boy. Is there any
And
bushes
you
nearby?
hear- Sure.
Alright. I'm gonna move into a bush.
Bush time. Gotcha.
Hey, Wanderer, you want to come on out here?
And I'm crouching.
You hear something approaching from inside the orb of light starts to move, is now growing a bright pink, and it is kind of moving off to the left. And from inside the cave, you see a silhouette emerging. And the first thing that you see when light hits him is a green hood.
It's your mate.
You see a watchman standing in front of you.
Great.
We know Griff likes him so much.
His hood is over his face, and there's a large glaive over his back. Hello?
Have you seen any shopkeepers around that have giant cats not on them, but look like the people that would have that?
He approaches Tom and reaches a hand out slowly to touch Tom's shoulder. As he places his hand on Tom's shoulder. You're real? It's about now that you notice that his leg seems all sorts of broken. He has been limping trying to get out here.
I can say I'm real, but isn't that what fake people say too?
That's a good
It's been a
point.
year. It's been a year I've been trapped out. Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Windcrest.
He pulls his hood back, and you do not recognize this watchman. You've never seen him before. Is a very young-looking man with short, cropped blonde hair.
What happened to you? How did you end up here?
We came with the cat, and we were attacked.
By what?
A big. I don't know what it was. It was a big monster. I don't know. Very tall. Walks on two legs. Grunts a lot.
Did this monster take
No. No, she went over the edge.
the edge of the...
Yes.
Well,
Griff will stand up in the bush. Like, which cliff we're at?
It's back that way a bit, and he points off in the direction that you guys came from.
Ah, crap.
I'm sure you passed it.
Do we go back and look then?
maybe we came the wrong way.
Look for what?
See if we can find the cat.
Can't we just go?
Yeah, but we'll make a little pit stop on the way.
Yes.
Shouldn't
Go
we
where?
try to heal him first?
Aye.
Well, I don't know how to do that. I could cut it off, but I can't.
I'll take care of this if you lot want to check that cliff.
Leandra has already started in spider form back toward the cliff.
Okay.
Talon's following the spider.
But the spider's that way.
Oh,
You got
I
wow.
think
anybody else?
Talon would just love to shout at Tom and be like, "Don't you realize one of the party's missing?"
Tom will look around.
Oh,
So,
no.
what's your name, friend?
You can call me Harvey.
Harvey. You just hanging out in this cave then, all by your lonesome with this little glowing ball?
Well, I can't exactly make it down the cliffside.
I thought you came out here with like people though. Where's everybody at?
They're all dead. I'm the last one.
The Last Watchman. That sounds like a great book. Tell you what, when we get out of here, you should write that. I think.
I'll leave that to the new Baroness of town. She writes books.
Yeah, I've heard they're pretty. I haven't met her, but
He shrugs.
anyway,
Tom is gonna try and make him like a cane or something using his tinker's tools and a nearby branch.
I was going to ask if Prayer of Healing will heal his leg for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you go ahead and
Griff's gonna chase off after the others.
So, sorry,
Okay.
what am I doing?
go ahead and cast that spell, and as you do, make an investigation check.
Okay. So, it's automatic casting. It takes 10 minutes. It will heal 2d8 plus 3. Let me do that. See if that does anything. Okay. Heals 9 hit points. It takes 10 minutes.
Actually, instead of investigation, make just a straight wisdom check.
Wisdom? Okay.
Yep.
Let me just... Wisdom's 3. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. That is 13.
Okay. As you are healing him, you notice that your healing magic feels strange. And as you are watching it fall over his skin, you notice that the magic doesn't seem to be fixing anything or regenerating anything.
Huh. Can I roll an Arcana check or something?
And most of the party has left. Great.
Oh. Yeah, can I do an Arcana check?
Yes.
Okay, 9.
oh no.
It baffles you. You're not really sure why the
Okay.
magic is not working. You did not lose that spell slot, by the way.
Oh,
for the
okay.
healing.
Who's with me?
Tom's still there.
Oh.
I think just Tom.
Budrum will look to Tom and say to him, it's not doing anything? I don't understand.
Well, performance issues are common.
Oh, yeah, hold on a minute, pal.
I was hoping that an actual cleric could do something.
Hey, I'm an
Been
actual
this-
cleric, you cheap. Peria will be down that cliff.
Any chance Tom could also make an Arcana check?
Yeah, go for it. It's been doing this for ever since I was injured.
What's been doing this? That wound?
Yeah, it won't. It won't. I took all of my potions. I've tried healing it myself. I even tried the old-fashioned way. It just won't
good luck carrying that guy down a mountain.
Yeah, fuck that. Well, it was nice to meet you, pal.
You're just gonna leave. You're just gonna leave.
What do you want me to do?
He kind of he blinks. I help me down. I mean, yeah, it's whatever.
What do you think, Fishy?
Oh, I have no idea. I rolled a 7. Well, I don't know.
Oh boy.
In any case, you shouldn't do anything. It's almost nighttime. That thing is still out there, and he hunts it.
Alright.
How do you know it's a he, eh?
Well, I'm not exactly concerned with his gender. God.
I guess Bidrum will start getting his cooking set out and his tea and start setting up camp.
No, not a. You'll draw his attention. In here. He starts to hobble toward his cave. He points to Tom. You should go get your friends before it gets too late.
Alright, Tom will warily walk towards where the rest of the party went. Keep an eye out for giant spiders.
Okay. The rest of you make your way back. You find the path. And a short time later, Tom will approach you.
Get well fixed up, Tom.
No, Budrum was unable to.
Well,
So we have performance
That's odd.
issues.
Yeah, he got real upset when I mentioned that. I hear it happens to lots of men that age.
Oh my god.
Bidrum's a young dwarf of 40.
Maybe he's an old.
He's an old fort.
Alcohol can do that.
By the way, Tom has no idea what he's saying. All these innuendos go over his head, just so we're clear.
as they're walking, Griff just every once in a while kind of like looks over there.
Leander's gonna scamper down the side of the cliff looking for any signs that there was maybe a safe place. Stop someone's fall or anything.
You do not immediately find anything. A short ways down the path, you find a camping site that looks pretty old. But it is not up the side of the cliff. It is down.
And we were told to go up by that coin, correct?
Right. This is down sort of before you guys climbed that wall.
Okay.
So it was after you were told to go up, but before you went up the wall.
Oh,
Right.
I'm not going back.
The wiggly leg guy, Harvey is his name. He said that there was a monster out and about that we should go in the cave at night for.
Leander clacks unhappily. She can't ask them what she's thinking. So she just clatters to herself. and looks at the site, like the old campsite. Are there any clues, anything at all?
Leandra, you are the only one down here, as everybody else has stayed up.
Yep.
The 35-foot.
Yeah.
And as you look around, off to the side in a set of bushes, you find a series of green hooded skeletons piled atop one another.
Oh dear.
They don't look as if they fell. They look like they were placed.
Placed here.
Yes.
Was it some attempt to make like a cairn or something?
No.
No.
Nope.
So they were just set here.
Yep. Just piled on top of each other in the bushes.
Was there any sign that a fight took place here?
Make a survival check.
All right. Sorry, I'll do it in a sec. I was in the wrong file. What is her survival? $16.
Okay. As you look around, you see different sets of tracks. Most of them appear to have come from these men. But along the side of the camp, you can clearly follow a set of tracks that appear to look like like boot tracks, and quickly morph into very large footprints. And they kind of appear all around the camp.
Okay.
And then you see a spot where those large footprints continue moving and stop. And rather than seeing large footprints, you see boot prints again.
So could it be something like she achieves where she shapeshifts?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it
And do
doesn't
those...
look like any animal you know.
Okay. And does those boot prints go into the bushes?
They do. They appear to go over to where the bush was. And you see a lot of drag marks around the camp.
And you say they're skeletons. This is gross, but is the flesh gone? Like, do they look like they were feasted upon?
It looks like there's not much flesh left on them.
Okay.
They've been here for quite some time.
Gotcha.
Griff's just sitting cross-legged watching this spider run around in circle.
And if she uses her many legs and such and goes through is there anything here? She's searching the bodies. Let's just not too fine a point on that, but
as you start going through, you find a bunch of personal effects.
Right.
Just a lot of drawings, some paper. In one of the pockets spills out a couple of sheets of paper. And you find one that looks like it has childish writing on it. And it says, 1 coupon for free hug, reusable. And off of that same skeleton is another piece of paper that's folded neatly. And you see written across it, Harvey.
Okay.
Back at the cave, Budrum. Can we separate player knowledge from character knowledge?
Yes, we do.
Harvey is leading you into the cave.
Okay.
Does Budrum follow?
Yep.
Okay. As you enter inside of the cave, it opens up into a pretty large circular chamber, and along the back of the chamber is where he points for you to start setting things up. Oh, over there's the best place. It's there's a little bit of a vent that kind of pulls the smoke out up that way.
Alright then, I'll set my shit up there. Budrum will go over and start tinkering about.
Okay.
Oh boy.
He looks back over his shoulder and looks back to you. Wow, they must have gone far, huh?
Oh, they went back to that cliff you were talking about.
Yeah. That's unfortunate for you.
Budrum will stand up. Where's that?
He pulls the glaive off of his back.
Budrum will...
And we will end. Oh, that worked out better than I thought it was.
No, and we have to wait for.
Yep. Next week is Jesse's one shot.
Yep.
Yay!
Woo!
I'm
Are we
looking
using these
forward to that.
characters?
Yeah, I just figured everybody would use
Okay.
these ones.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Cool.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm so excited for this.
This was fun,
Yes.
Eric.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I'm sorry there was so much exposition at the beginning.
Well, we needed it, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
our dwarf was in some serious trouble. Yikes!
It's okay.
And-
I,
me as player thinks I know what it is, but yeah, we aren't there, so
you very well might. You very well might.
I got no idea.